Hello again, Bible lovers. I've got a really special Bible here. This is the Cambridge Turquoise Red Letter Edition from Church Bible Publishers. These Bibles are currently not available on Church Bible Publishers' website. And I went to Church Bible Publishers' website, and they had this message scrolling on their website right here. Due to a printing error, our Red Letter Turquoise Reference Bible is currently unavailable. We are working to get the Bibles fixed, as they will be available soon. So evidently, these Bibles are going to be available on the website pretty soon if they're already sending one out for review. So, and I have to say, it's great. It's really great. So, let's start by just kind of telling you about the edition. This is a iron calfskin cover. You see the perimeter stitching. You have the ribs on the spine, the stamping on the spine. It's really nice. You have the tooling going around the perimeter there. You can see it a little bit better right there. It's just really well done. You have the two ribbons. The spine is obviously reinforced. I've opened it up, and it has a nice gentle arc to it, and I'll show you that when I do the hand test. The gilding on all of these Church Bible Publishers Bibles, they're always exceptional. I mean, exceptional. It is really great. A great Bible. As far as the aesthetics, the feel, it's exceptional. Now, this Bible is a little larger than the previous editions of the Turquoise. Now, if you have ordered or have a limited edition lambskin turquoise, it came with the silver gilding and the two blue ribbons that is really nice. That edition had a little wider margin. This is the same block as that limited edition lambskin because it has the wider margin. This is called, the item number is, let me turn here so I can show you. The item number is 140 RL C1BK. The 140 signifies the width, and the RL is the red letter, and the C1BK is the cover. So the C1 is a calfskin one piece, and BK is black. So that kind of lets you know a little bit about the Bible by the item number. So the marginal room, and actually just let me open it up and I'll show you the interior, and we'll kind of go through it. So you can see the interior it says iron calfskin. Now this liner looks great, and it is great, but it is a synthetic material. But don't be afraid of that, because even the Cambridge wide margins in goat skin that are very expensive, they have synthetic liners too. That's not a big deal. These are great Bibles, made and built to last for generations. It's also edge lined here. Let me see if I can pull it up. You can kind of see the ridge there. This is where the liner tab rolls up onto the block, and that's where it's attached. So where this used to be your weak spot on your paste down liners, this is going to be a strength for the Bible. You have several pages of cardstock for notes or whatever you want to put in here. Excuse me. It's such an awesome feature that I'm so glad that they add to all their Bibles. You have several pages of cardstock. Now, you have your traditional, these are the traditional Cambridge presentation pages with those symbols going around the gold and blue. It's just a really awesome classic look. And then you have your family history pages, and it also has some marginal room at the bottom, which is really cool if you want to write something in, which is really neat. And then you come to your title page, and again, I showed you the item number. Now, just for a reference, if you went to Church Bible Publishers' website right now, their mid-size turquoise, the item number for it will be 130 C1BK, because it's not a red letter, as I put in, as I emphasized before. The red letter turquoise, they're currently unavailable because of a printing error. So this red letter will be available soon, and but it is different, and I'll show you the difference. I'm actually going to probably do a separate video so that this video is not super long. Anyway, and I'll compare the red letter, this edition, with the other, the standard mid-size edition. So you have your epistle dedicatory here, and then your translators to the reader, which I recommend you read at least once in your life. Kind of gives you an appreciation for the King James Bible. You also have the books there listed, and your pronunciations here, and then you get into your text. Okay, so what I want to show you with the text is, well, actually, let me flip it a little further in. We'll get to Exodus here, and you can see it lays flat. I'll go back to Genesis, and it lays flat in Genesis. It lays nice and flat. That's just such an awesome feature. If you are a preacher, which, you know, preachers, this is their life. This is what they're gonna. This is their hammer. This is their saw. This is their tool for work. So if you're a preacher, this is a very important feature, that this Bible lays flat anywhere in the text. So if it's on the pulpit, you don't have to worry about continually or trying to hold it open. It's going to be so nice to have that Bible just lay flat anywhere that you want to go with it. So just wanted to throw that in there. So you can see. Let me go back and I'll open it to show you the marginal room. So you have a 1/2 inch on the bottom, a 1/2 inch on the top, and a 1/2 inch in the gutter, which is nice because the text doesn't read so far into the gutter. Now that's typical, but what's not typical is the additional 1/2 inch. So you have a full inch of marginal room on the outer margin. And like I said, this is the same feature that you had in the limited edition turquoise with the lambskin. So it's really, really nice to have that extra marginal room. Now, this text that they printed on really nice paper, great paper actually. I love this paper that Church Bible Publishers uses, but it's an 11-point font, and it is a fairly dark printing. So, being that it's a very dark printing and it's a large font and it's of course not line matched, you're going to have some ghosting. You can see the ghosting kind of between the lines there. Let me flip to the middle. We'll get to, we'll go to a psalm or something where you'll have a little more room. Well, here's the Psalms, and you can kind of see a little more of the ghosting there. But then again, it's a larger print with a dark printing, so the ghosting is not as distracting as if it were a lighter printing. So anyway, let's flip on ahead to the New Testament, and I'll show you the red letter. That's what makes this Bible very special. Traditionally, the turquoise did not come in a red letter. So this is a nice feature for you red letter Bible fans. But the only hitch in the red letter is that when there is black letter on the other side, it can get a little distracting. Because the red letter is not as dark, the darker black printing on the opposite side does bleed through, and it can be a little distracting. For instance, over here, it doesn't look quite as distracting, and that's because there's red letter on the other side. However, where you find black letter, you can see where it makes a bigger difference. Now, where there's red letter under black, it almost looks like there's no ghosting. It's just a matter of a small distraction, but it's still there, and that's why we do these reviews, to make you aware of it. Now, apart from that, this is the perfect King James Bible to me. Now, granted, the Turquoise is my favorite text typesetting layout. I love the Turquoise. This is one of my favorite Bibles. So the fact that it's red letter, and the red is actually a good red, a nice darker cherry color, almost or like a lighter crimson color. It's just so nice, and this is just a beautiful view of this Bible. It's just incredible. So anyway, as I go on and on and on about how awesome this Bible is, I'll flip on through and show you the rest of it, and we'll put a bow on this thing. So when you get done with the text, you come to your concordance. You have a concordance to the Old and New Testament, and this concordance is pretty good size. I'll go ahead and just speed on through to the end. That's a good chunk. That's a good size concordance. Then you have a notes section, which is just blank paper. Now, personally, I would love lined paper here, and I don't know what it would take to pull that off. But lined paper for me helps me be more consistent with my handwriting, and helps me organize a little bit better. I'm a little more OCD about my notes and how I'm taking and all that. When there's no lines, it almost makes me a little anxious when I'm making notes, because I don't know if my lines are straight. I don't know if I'm a little bigger on my writing here, and I don't like things to be out of order. So I like to have lined paper in the back, which helps keep my brain from blowing up. So anyway, you get done. There's several pages of notes. 4 notes in the back right here, and then you come to your Bible maps section, and you have 15 maps as listed on this little page, and then you have your index to the maps here. It's fairly short, a few pages, and these maps are great. What I love about these maps, if you ever watched any of my reviews, I abhor glossy cardstock maps. I hate them. I don't even want to use them if they're on glossy cardstock. These are on a thicker cardstock, but it's matte finish. It's just so nice. I mean, it's so nice, and you have marginal room at the bottom and on the sides. You even have a slight bit of marginal room in the gutter. They didn't have to do that. They must have chose to do that. I love that. Anyone that actually uses the maps will appreciate the ability to make a note here, draw a line, make a note here, draw a line. You can't do that on glossy, to leave notes and stuff. It's harder for me to do it on glossy cardstock. Also, glossy cardstock tends to wrinkle easier, and if this matte finish wrinkles, it's not going to be quite as it's not going to be quite as obvious. So these just stay looking better longer. At the end of the maps, you have more white paper, thicker paper for notes and stuff. It's just, overall, you probably have 40 pages just for notes, just blank pages, whether they're cardstock in the front and back, or whether you have your notes section right after the concordance. So then you get to the back. Here's your tabbed in to the block here. You have your liner here. Just looks nice. And again, I want to show you, just like I did in the front of the edition, it lays flat, pretty flat in the map section. That's nuts. I mean, so if you're making notes, and if you're a preacher and you have one ribbon in the notes section, one ribbon at your text that you're teaching. You can flip back and forth, and this is going to lay flat even at your notes. So if you're writing your sermon on here and your text is back here, you can go here and you can read off your sermon and go back and forth to your text, and you're going to have to worry about the Bible wanting to close on you. That's just such an important feature that I'm not sure if most people realize how important that is and how special that is to have a Bible that'll lay flat right out of the box. So anyway, here's the back of the ironed calfskin cover. It just has a really nice graining pattern, that waviness to it. It has a really nice feel. Just really great Bible. This again is the red letter turquoise, the 140 RL C1BK. So anyway, that's the review for the Bible. Hopefully you find it helpful, and again, these should be available on their website soon. If they're sending one out for review to me, then obviously they're getting close to releasing them on the website. So when you see them come available, I promise you will not be disappointed. Now, stay tuned. I'm going to do another video comparing this Bible to the standard mid-size turquoise, which is a non-red letter, and it is a slightly smaller edition, but you'll be very happy with this one. Also, and I'll show you their card. This is the Church Bible Publishers card. You can see their website there, so pause that and you can write down the website. Also, you can follow them on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And also check out their number right there. You can call them and talk to them on the phone if you'd like, and I'm sure they'll be able to be happy to answer any questions you might have. So anyway, this is a great Bible. I highly recommend it for anyone who loves the turquoise layout and the King James Bible. You will be thoroughly pleased with this red letter turquoise. So also don't forget to subscribe and click on the notification so you'll get notifications for all my videos when I post them, Bible reviews, rebind reviews, tutorials, and whatever else. Also, check out the giveaway for the month of June, which is the Rebound ESV Thin Line Bible, Rebound by Francisco Guerrero. So check that out as well, and click on that video and find out how to be eligible for it. So anyway, thank you guys for watching, and God bless.